one, but obviously they weren't going to make the second corner.
Well, he came so late and so deep. When you go in shallow, you're going to come out wide. Skates out wide, hasn't got the grip he needs, and Lopez couldn't get out of the way, not without turning left when the next corner was a right.
Something had to give somewhere.
Yeah, the stewards will look at that because it was a collision between cars, but going to be very hard place to put a penalty on either driver for that.
Mar, the opportunist, straight past his reigning world champion teammate.
Well, Mar, let's talk about him. He's already had just one podium this year, second place in Marrakesh in race 1. Could he add to his victory tally by claiming a win here? One in Moscow 2014.
Of course, the biggest winner in that lap was Norbert Mikulits, who's just going to extend his lead. It was 7/10 of a second last time round.
The biggest winner was Ivan Muller, who's not only closer, but Pachito lost a spot as well. So Muller is not seeing the gap opened up so much. Further back, the all-Chevy battle, Vallant, Coronel and Chilton. And behind them, Stefano D'Aste, Ricard Rydell. And again, somebody drifted out wide, right in front. Who's in front of them? Tarquini and Van Lagen. It was a yellow car, so Van Lagen drifted out wide. Yes, he has, and Gabrielia's right with him. Van Lagen
got a chance now, Martin.
Yeah.
Now 1.6 seconds ahead of Mar.
9 laps to go.
Rather have Mar behind me than Lopez. So
Sorry.
if they slow each other's down, he's got a chance.
Sorry, lap 9 of 16, not 9 to go. This is the 9th lap of the race. It could happen. It could happen.
If Mar holds up Lopez, he's now got a chance.
Tarquini has the grip to turn inside Van Lagen and avoids the tyre stack. So Gabriele Tarquini moves up to 5th. Thiago Montero in the pits. We saw Rob Huff watching. Sebastian Loeb has
Valente
gone back out.
Just past Van Lagen.
Oh, and here comes Coronel. Inside his compatriot, 2 Dutchmen battling in 2 yellow cars. Tom Chilton right behind in the red and black machine. Van Lagen in that Rosneft Lada. Tom Coronel in the DHL Chevy. And there's Gabriele Tarquini, buckled rear wheel from that, Thiago Montero, the buckled rear wheel from that contact. I'm sure he will feel that Lopez needed to give him room, but...
Yeah, Mar only closed up 2/10 to Michelitz on that race. Michelitz got a chance now, really good chance.
Fanning out wide as Coronel goes by Van Lagen. Chilton looking down the inside as well. That's going to be a very late lunge if he's trying to come in from that range. Needs to close a little on this lap. Van Lagen maybe not with fresh enough tyres for race 2 to battle these guys. Coronel now up to 7th, Van Lagen in 8th, Chilton 9th. D'Aste 10th. Well, Tom Coronel running out very wide in turn 1, but out of the final corner rather, but pushing his rival out wide as well. Thiago not happy with that. I did say that he wouldn't be happy.
Spin you around.
What was he trying to do?
John Gentry, his engineer, has seen and forgotten more racing incidents than most people have had hot dinners, so he'll be trying to debrief his driver, but, you know...
Shame for Thiago's and the legs on his teammate again this weekend, and yeah, it's looking good for a big points haul.
He went in very shallow. He knew that Lopez was there on the outside, but he couldn't do anything about it. His car was always going to drift out wide. Lopez was always going to be there.
Van Lagen's really struggling now. He's missing apexes, he's running wide. I don't think it'll be long at all before Chilton is past him.
Now, Kasberg had a power steering failure race 1 in Slovakia. I wonder whether Yap is having a similar car-related issue. He's dropping back towards Nicky Kasberg. Stewards will look at that incident between Lopez and Montero. Norbert Mikulits, 9/10 of a second ahead of Qinghua Ma as Tom Chilton comes up the inside of Jaap Van Lagen. 1 to 2, if you're on the inside, you stay on the inside, and you should have the line into turn 2, and Jaap has to give it away.
That's what Montero expected last time around, but...
Well, Thiago turns in shallow. He's always going to need all the road on the exit. And in fact, Lopez remains parallel to the curb as Thiago comes out wide.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say that Lopez turned into him. That's what it would have felt like
stewards are not going to take any action during the race. They're going to have a look at that afterwards. But my suspicion is that'll just be a racing incident.
Well, you look at... Partly, you look at who could have avoided. The only way Lopez could have avoided that is by turning left between two right-handers.
And that's not the racetrack.
Exactly. However, I always say when things go into the stewards' room, they enter a twilight world that very few of us have an understanding of. Lopez still trying to push past Marc. Still trying to find a way of getting by, and here he goes. He's got a good run on the exit. He's got to get away from Muller. He's alongside him. He's got a bit of an overlap. No, he hasn't. Ma did get a clean exit there. The Chinese driver just opens up a car length down the straight. Now he goes shallow and defends hard, though. That shows how much he feels he's under pressure. And Lopez again trying the outside line. Gets a little bump from his teammate. Well, Lopez didn't have room to cut back on the inside, much as he would wanted to. And Muller is almost on them now. This could be very telling for Ivan Muller.
Just again renewing Michelin's. They were catching him, and now he will have almost certainly gained some time.
Yeah, 1.1 out front. Citroen 2, 3, 4. And here again, Ma defending on the shallow line. Lopez has got nowhere to go. Ma bumps him out wide, which is what could have happened with Thiago's car, but there was more of an overlap. Ma uses all the runoff area.
Look at Ivan, real tail up in the air. He really needs to get on the back of this this train. He's got to get there before Lopez gets past Ma.
Ma is holding Lopez up, and what Lopez doesn't need is for him to get by, Ma to be offline, and Muller to come straight down the inside. Sebastian Loeb is on his way back. From where? I don't know. Well, the car made it into the pits. Obviously, he didn't.
Yeah, that's not a fun time for those guys right now. This is the moment they're going to have to make some calls. And
no, listen, this is where you say we hired the best drivers that money can buy. We've got to let them be the best drivers that money can buy instead of puppets. Lopez that time got the run. He's got the line on the inside into turn one. That is a done deal. Ma can't fight it from there. But the disaster for Lopez is if Ma leaves the door open on Muller, and he just got it shut. Not because Ma likes Lopez and doesn't like Muller, but because Ma wants to get back into second and doesn't want to be third, and certainly doesn't want to be fourth.
No, that's just slightly a lap too early for Ivan. I think another lap he would have been on the back of them. But yeah, now there's a crucial car and some more points separating Ivan and Pachito.
Yeah.
That's close, isn't it?
Yeah, close as you can get. And again, you know, actually, I'm quite pleased by the fact that we are seeing this genuine wheel-to-wheel racing all the way through. That's not give him the place, please. There's none of that signalling going on.
No.
This is three drivers being allowed to have at it a bit, and that's exactly what the championship has to have.
Absolutely. Ivan's not that quick through this last part of the lap. He struggled a little bit.
You say it here, they say it there. The incident will be investigated after the race by the stewards between Jose Maria Lopez and Thiago Monteiro. And again, a look at this. Well, we've seen from similar passes between, or attempts of the pass between Lopez and Ma and Lopez, that survival is possible. It just didn't happen in that instant. There was more of an overlap. Thiago had Lopez more down the outside of the car.
I think when Thiago sees the replay, he'll be a bit frustrated with himself. He could have straightened up a bit there and still had the inside line for the next corner.
Yeah. Well, you need all the road on the exit, but when you've gone in shallow, you know that it's not going to all be there. You have to race on what's there, not on what you would like to be there. So Tom Coronel chasing Hugo Vallant as the Chevys battle for sixth position. Nicky Kasper goes by Stefano D'Aste. It was a good little move from the Dutch driver as he moves up to 13th place. Norbert Mikelitz leads the race. Jose Maria Lopez now 1.3 seconds back. Ma and Muller still using more of the runoff area than Lopez. And Lopez wants to win this race. Okay, whatever else happens with the Thiago thing, there's nothing you can do about that. But if he's won the race and there's no penalty, it's better than not winning the race and there being no penalty.
And it's been a while since he's been on the top step as well. And, you know, whatever any racing driver says, they all want to win races. And this is the ideal time for Pachito to get back on that top step.
It's the 28th of June. His last win came on Sunday, the 16th of May. That's 6 weeks and 7 races, 5 races away, 6 races away. So it's going to be very, very important. His last lap, a 32.7, Norby's a 33.1. The writing is on the wall. Norby is going to have to hold on for 2 very long laps. And again, Pachito goes the long way round the outside.
Oh.
Again, there's an overlap with a Honda. This time there's survival.
That's his party trick this afternoon, isn't it?
And you know what? The stewards are going to have to take that move into account when they look back at the Montero account. There was contact, there was almost an identical overlap, and there was survival between the 2 cars.
Lopez did actually jink left then, though. He did actually jink a bit left. I think he realised that the overlap was too great.
Yeah. Lopez has got grip to spare around the outside. Now he's going to look to cut back onto the inside out of Senior. Will he have the overlap? He does. Look at it. He's going to turn into Bose in front. It's a long double right-hander. It's the opposite of Pouon, if you like, around the outside. It's always over. You just have too far to go to be able to sit there, and Lopez takes the lead.
And again, another car between him and Ivan Muller.
Yeah. Whatever happens in the steward's office, you can't mitigate for. You've got to go out and race on the racetrack. He takes the lead of the race. Norby in second, Ma in third, Ivan in 4th. And look at this, Rickard Rydell moving up the order. 9th place now. He's in front of Bernani and Van Lagen. Bernani coming back from that drive-through, but Rickard coming back from a weekend off. He didn't race in Slovakia. He is now back in the car and back in the points in the Team Sweden Honda. So good news for him. Hungarian fans a little muted for Norby. Could still be on the podium, or they could both go by him in the remaining 2 laps.
Ivan's got to make the most of these last 2 laps as well. If these cars bunch up, Ivan's got to try and make sure that he's not hemorrhaging too many points to Pachito, who looks almost certain to win this race now.
Ivan's best lap in clear air is only 27 thousandths faster than Qinghua Ma's. That's not much of an advantage, no matter which way you dice it.
No, and when you compete against other marques, you've got advantages, disadvantages to them, so you can find a weak point to make a move. Of course, Ma has got exactly the same car as Ivan, so it's very hard for him to find somewhere on the circuit where Ma's car is bad and his is good. So very, very challenging to overtake his teammate.
Ivan's got experience and a little bit more worldly wise about him. Rickard Rydell on the outside, can't do much about Bernani. The Honda needs all the road, and the Citroen doesn't. And that's what we've seen over the years from the dominant force. Chevrolet's had it certainly for years. They could turn inside anybody and still get a traction advantage on a fast corner or a slow corner. And the Citroens have got that advantage over the fielder. Once you've got that, you pretty much got everything. If you can turn inside them and still drive off the corner faster, you've got it. Stefano D'Aste facing the wrong way. Long looping spin on the exit of Bose. No damage done.
This circuit is one of the highest for tyre wear. We really, really struggle here, the cars, for maintaining their tyres over the race distance. So all these drivers are hanging on now. That's the other thing they've got to contend with.
Little under 4 kilometres, 3.8 Ks for the lap. So 2.
Ivan's lunged him.
He has. Didn't get by Ma. Had a lunge at the right-hand apex in the chicane.
Probably going to struggle to get close enough now. That was probably his only moment. He was counting on surprise there.
Surprise and a fanatical devotion. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. He had a lunge. It was a bit of a last lap lunge, and probably somewhere that Qinghua Ma wouldn't be expecting it, up into that really tight chicane. However, Ivan saw a half chance, and it was probably his last half chance. Jose Maria Lopez is going to take the checkered flag ahead of Norbert Mikulits. It will be a Citroen in front at the line. It will not be Mehdi Bernani, who started on pole. What a topsy-turvy race he's had. He's now up into 9th. As they come into the final sector of the lap, Jose Maria Lopez still throwing his car around, desperate to try and make any sort of time advantage up as well, just in case. He takes victory. Norbert Mikelic in second place. Qinghua Ma completes the podium. Ivan Muller in fourth place. And behind, Gabriele Tarquini in fifth. The best, second best for the Hondas. And the best of
three wide across the line.
Whoa, will be Vallant and/or Coronel and/or Chilton. Just as I took my eyes off the ball to look at the screen.
Coronel, Chilton.
Yeah.
Very, very close.
And Tom will say, oh, Hugo, you come across on me again. Hugo was desperate to defend that.
Well, that's worked out really well for Lopez. He's taken a lot of points out of Ivan. We've come somewhere where Ivan's out-qualified him. He's probably had the legs on him all weekend. But actually, when we've left this circuit, he's going to have got more championship points. He's extended his championship lead.
Yep.
There's only one more race now between the big summer break. And I think psychologically, that's going to be a big advantage.
Well, 13 points taken out of Muller in that race alone. And that's going to undo the advantage from race one and from the whole of Slovakia and more if the race is allowed to remain as it finished.
What's your feeling on that, Martin? You have to say he's done a very, very good job in that race.
Big sigh of relief from Jose Maria Lopez, wasn't it? He's on the scales there being weighed in and weighed out. Just to make sure he's not carrying any ballast that he may have dropped during the race out of the car. Not quite sure what that's all about. But this is going to be the bone of contention. The pass on Thiago Monteiro. Monteiro very aggrieved. He did, I mean, Thiago didn't run out all the way to curbs. He did try and keep it clean, but his car is drifting slightly left. And Lopez isn't drifting slightly right, I don't think, from that viewpoint.
I don't think there's any intent from either driver.
No.
I think that's going to be a crucial factor in the stewards probably calling it a racing incident.
Yeah. The fact is that Lopez could have waited. He didn't have to pass there. He could have waited. He had time, and so it wasn't last lap. It wasn't. I don't know.
It's a difficult one. And maybe some of the onboard cameras the teams put in the cars themselves or show some new evidence or some steering wheel movements.
And the other thing you want to look is the steering traces from the team's laptops and see what was happening, who was steering where, if you're going to try and apportion blame. Well, let's hear from our race winner.
Down here with a very, very happy Pachito Lopez, who wins race 2 here in Paul Ricard. Fantastic race there. Talk to me what happened with Thiago.
I don't know what happened with my spark. You asked me before if I had it.
You got it back.
I had a fantastic car. We did some things and it was very hard. In fact, I was a bit upset with the maneuver because I was outside. I had no place to go and he went very aggressive to me. It's a shame for him because he lost, you know, but everyone that I was trying to pass outside, I know there is always a risk. I know, I take the risk. But then to go like this, you know, it's a bit aggressive. I was a bit afraid to have any damage to the car. Thanks God, this Citroen is so hard, and I managed to come back. I did a fantastic race. Honestly, I didn't expect it. I was very focused, and I needed.
Yeah, you needed those points. You needed such a good race. You had a fantastic start, but also a lot of luck was on your side with the mixture of Mehdi, Norby.
I did a very good start. I got close by Chilton to the wall again. I lost a little bit there, but then I managed to go through the traffic, which is very important, and pass some cars in the beginning, which is always, I think, is the key of the race. So I don't know, I cannot explain really. I'm very happy. I needed this, and I'm, you know, winning here in France for the team as well. For me, it's fantastic. Thanks to them, I'm here, and I always will appreciate what they do for me, how they believe in me, and so thanks to Citroen and everyone.
Great stuff. Well done, Pachito.
That Christmas phone call 2 years ago is sounding like more and more of a Christmas present every day, isn't it? He won the World Championship last year for Citroen, and he leads the World Championship again. And as he said, making it 2 wins out of 2 for Citroen here, because Norbert Mikelic was definitely the fly in the ointment for them. The Honda, second step on the podium, ahead of Qinghua Ma, who just couldn't get to him. And Richard Coleman, had it not been for Pachito coming carving through, it might have been a win for Norby, and Sitchin might have walked away with only second, third, fourth.
It's a close run thing. He was always an outsider, but he kept on seeing these battles, and then he'd just get that second ahead again. But ultimately, the end, Lopez was just too much for him. But again, he's ahead of the works Honda drivers. You know, another really, really good weekend for Norby.
Absolutely, and that will be reflected as well in the Yokohama Independence Trophy. He came in here as the points leader. Tom Chilton won race 1. Tom was only 9 points behind, but Norby wins race 2. That's why Tom Chilton was in that battle with Hugo Vallant and Tom Coronel at the line to try and improve his position from 4th in Yokohama points up to potentially 2nd. So there is your championship standing. So the red Y for the Yokohama Trophy drivers, but they also have their own points table. Norbert Mikulits leads from Tom Chilton, and Mehdi Benani ahead of Hugo Vallant. Again, there was only a 5-point gap there, so every race now for them in their own battle just as vital as it is for the outright championship win. Well, we expected Sitchin to be fast here in France. They didn't disappoint. Sebastian Loeb won race 1. Mehdi Benani jumped the start and blew his chance of winning race 2. And that left us with a fascinating battle in the end. Jose Maria Lopez carving through the field, best of all. Maybe the repair time, they siliconed his car as he took victory from 8th place on the race 2 grid. Well, to succeed in any sport, you've got to push the limit all the time of every area of performance, and that he did. He took every half chance that was offered to him, and they came off. So Tom Coronel is our Yokohama Trophy winner. He joins the top 3. No, he's not. Norbert Mikulits is Yokohama Trophy winner. So Tom in 3rd, Hugo Vallant in 2nd in Yokohama points. There's Qing Hua Ma, like everybody else, I think. Richard Coleman, after a hot and sweaty pair of races, they'll be very pleased to get out of their overalls into something cooler, drier, and do a lot of hydrating.
Absolutely, very, very hot conditions out there today. And with the races so close together, it's very hard to find any respite from that heat.
I was going to say this young man, both of these young men, Norbert Mikulits and Qing Hua Ma, great racecraft they've both shown again here. Ma might be the junior in the Sitchin racing team, but there's nobody's full behind the steering wheel. And Jose Maria Lopez, well, the smile is back, isn't it? And the Norby Barmy Army are very happy as well. Their man on the podium here.
And these are exactly the people that Lopez wanted to see on the podium.
Yep. Yeah.
He did not want to see Evander.
Neither of his championship rivals. So Ma is in 7th place in the points. So our race winner, the Argentine national anthem.
That was, of course, the Argentine national anthem for Jose Maria Lopez, and now the national anthem of the winning manufacturer, Citroën. Please welcome to the stage to present the trophies for
national anthem there for Chito as well, with a French fiancé and his French coming on very strongly.
Third
The
place
Argentine anthem
to
for our
Qing Hua
winning
Ma.
driver. So Qing Hua Ma takes the 3rd spot on the podium.
Very mature drive from him as well.
Second place.
It's very easy to bank wheels and make a little error or affect something in the race, but pretty mature.
And a great drive from Norby as well. 2 laps less, he would have been the race winner. But it is what it is. And Jose Maria Lopez again lights a fire under his championship challenge with victory here in France. That is now his 4th race win of the season, 5th race win of the season, and he extends his championship lead.